Hi there, I'm Trevor from the counter here at Gregg Distributors. Last time, we learned about the basics of primary welding processes, and today, we are going to break down the AWS classifications for stick welding. To help you along, we have charts and diagrams for each AWS class type in the Gregg's catalog and on our greggdistributors.ca website. After the initial breakdown, try pausing the video whenever a code appears and see if you can figure it out yourself using the resources we've made available. As they say, the best way to learn is by doing. For our first class, we will use E7018 as the example code. Let's break it down. The E stands for electrode. Pretty self-explanatory, as this is a stick electrode. The 2 or 3 digits following the E, in this case 70, represents the tensile strength in kilopounds per square inch, or KSI. So 70 translates to 70,000 pounds per square inch. If the product says 100, then it's 100,000 pounds per square inch. The next number states the positions that the product can be welded in, as there are 4 positions when it comes to welding: flat, horizontal, vertical, and overhead. This number will either be a 1 or a 2. 1, like in our example, means that you can weld in all positions, whereas 2 means that you can only weld in flat and horizontal positions. The reason for this is that not all metals cool fast enough and can drip onto you in the process. Yowzas! The final number tells you the type of coating the electrode has, along with the welding current that's needed. Either AC, DC electrode positive, DCEP, or DC electrode negative, DCEN, and will be represented by either a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or in our example, an 8. And thanks to the classification breakdowns, we can see that an 8 means it has a low hydrogen iron powder coating and can be used with either AC or DC electrode positive. Many electrodes will only use these 4 designators, such as E6010, but some products can be manufactured for special conditions, which will be stated after the base code. A 1 will be found after a hyphen if the electrode has been built to have higher impact rating at low temperatures, such as E7024-1. After a hyphen, you may see a letter, usually accompanied by a number, indicating the composition of the weld metal produced by the electrode. For example, if there's a P followed by a number, then the weld metal is classified as pipeline. Next, you may see an H followed by a number. This states the hydrogen content of the electrode. So if the electrode says H4, there is less than 4 mil of hydrogen per 100 grams of material, such as E7018H4. Finally, an R at the end means that the electrode meets low hydrogen requirements, so it's not as quick to absorb hydrogen or moisture from the atmosphere, such as E6010R. So now that we know what makes up a stick electrode AWS class, let's read a few to test our new knowledge. E7018H8. It starts with an E, so we know that this is an electrode. The 70 tells us that this product has a 70 KSI tensile strength. The position designator is a 1, so we know that it can weld in all positions. The coating and power designator is an 8. So using the lookup chart, we know that this has a low hydrogen iron powder coating and can be run on AC power or DC electrode positive power. Finally, H8 tells us that the hydrogen content is less than 8 ml per 100 grams. Perfect, let's keep on going. E8010-G. It's an electrode, has 80 KSI tensile strength, welds in all positions, has a cellulose sodium coating that can only weld with DC electrode positive power. And the weld metal will be a general low alloy composition. Finally, E110-18MH4R. It's an electrode, has 110 KSI tensile strength, can weld in all positions, has a low hydrogen iron powder coating, and can weld with AC or DC EP. The weld metal will meet most military specs, has less than 4 ml of hydrogen per 100 grams, and meets low hydrogen requirements. Awesome! Now we're pros at reading stick classifications. What? You mean you don't know that all by heart by now? Well, don't worry. If you need more help with finding out what electrode is needed for your specific job, give us a call or come on down to one of our Western Canadian locations and we'll be more than happy to help set you up. That's all for this episode of Gear Up with Greggs. Tune in next time where we will cover the breakdowns of both GMAW and GTAW classes. Have a great Canadian day.